fucking tank top in the fucking snow! Hi, I'm Winter from Random Stupidity, and welcome to Tiny Bunny, another visual novel game in my endless series of visual novel games, because they seem to be the only thing that record properly. Hopefully you're seeing this and this game didn't have any problems, but this is Tiny Bunny. I know nothing about this game, other than it has something to do with snow in the winter time. So, crap sound, let's get a go, shall we? Let's see what awaits us in the land of Tiny Bunny. Whoa. Whoa. Frost. It's frost on the window. So spooky. The wind clawed at my window all night long. Right? Yeah. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Probably, is pineapple good on pizza or not? Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days, was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants.
And then a giant fucking turtle punched it.
Yes. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, that's the word, swaying back and forth. One would come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. I'm not fucking stupid. Still. Each animal. Ooh. Hey, put away your book, you little bastard. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? What kind of mom? It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Alright, fuck you then. I can't sit like that. I'm slouched, alright? Hide. Hide. What? Okay. What? Do I? What? Say what now? What do you want from me? Hide. What? Fuck you, Mom. Hide. What do you want from me? What am I doing around? I do that!
No, you fucking did not.
What did you click?
Enter.
I didn't protest and put the book about Conan and Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyways. Oila. Oh, motherfucker, my sister, I'm assuming that's what it is. Olia. Thank you. This is why he's here. And also it's his house. Anyways, Olia had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. Oh shit. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy, anxious, welled up inside. All because of the previous sleepless nights, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Costeo Odyssey. I love that show. It's the fucking best. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Well, about that is fucking death. Or how cold the Black Forest is at
Yeah,
night.
man, there's animatronics down there.
Yeah! The spoon fell out of my hand. Oh shit, better pick it up. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. If they gray. What did I just say? I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this, carved on the other side of the table? Karina. Hey, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out of something pointy when she was little. Love the music. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? Nah, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? You shouldn't be afraid of the dark, it's what's in the dark. Or the sounds coming from the attic. Hey there!
I think that just might be a couple of fucking idiots.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Or the thick forest. I imagined my grandma... Hi, Grandma. My grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Oya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga is a special place, my little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anyone, never yelled, never swore.
Never yelled.
Hey, Granny! Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes, mutual acquisitions.
Also, if she never swore, she's just not a fucking human.
Yeah. Our parents used to love each other back then. That's sad. I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. The old bitch was almost dead. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet, patiently. It was black, unpolished with meat-colored material on the inside.
Ooh.
I saw that is gross. I saw it with my grandma. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with gray faces of ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Oya was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. Love the style of this. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of the frost formed a picture on the glass. Oya, look, it's a fox. What did that motherfucker say? Thank you. Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies you put in the back of student notebooks.
What up, fuckers?
I'm a fox! It's a sign, a mixture of lines at the first glance, but if you blur your vision just a little bit and look under a certain angle, you can see a peanut. I mean, not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up, you little bitches! Ah, yes, just a moment. I don't see anything! Hurry up, there's not much left. Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you it does. No, it does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Fuck. I'm gonna go get drunk in the kitchen and die.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna fucking kill him. Now, I couldn't see the fox either. Disappeared. Went away. Only the frosty pattern, similarly stretched out nettle leaves, kept creeping up the glass. Oh, God! Ah, Dad! No! Don't get the bell! My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. I want to have a beard like this when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stinks." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" through the wall. "It's all your fault, or it's all for your sake," Dad would reply. "For the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded and deadliest word that started with a D, a dick. D-I-V-O. I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister would be torn apart and taken into two different families. Shit, this got kind of like deep. Divorce. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. I'm so much fucking better than you, whatever my name is. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Has anyone seen my car keys? I need to go have sex in my car with a hooker. I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did. Sorry, that's Mom. Maybe you did, maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... I thought I said Karen. So close. Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. I'm Anton. Anton, stop making a martyr of yourself and finish eating already. And the owl? There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Olya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face. Ugh.
I don't like... hold on. No, for a second I didn't like the way that looked. Hold on. Just the way she... It seemed... From my angle, it looked like she scooted up at the table towards Anton. I didn't like that.
Imitating a pair of eyes. She looks like she got like big ass anime. I don't know what it is. I don't like how everyone just kind of just blinks. I don't know why I don't like that, but I don't. Imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of an apple each. Last year you had a babai in your closet, and now this owl. But I saw it! Olya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice. Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. This music is epic. Like, legitimately epic. Olya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed, and the same theme from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. A whole new world! I know that's not what it is. Shut the fuck up. It was stored on incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship with more glue?
You can't.
You can't, yeah. Mom moved to the living room, and I was left alone, anxiously.
Humans are not meant to be together forever.
Damn. Stealing anxiously glances at the window. Olya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved into this house. She would toss and turn, or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped her take her mind off all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. Oh, fuck. Christ. And then Oya said she saw a giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Oya refused to sleep alone, didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After the night, I wasn't sure what to make of my sister's words. What do you think of it myself? Can nightmares be infectious? Just last night, I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect at my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of the new term. My imagination drew long, twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids.
They're going to school out here?
Huh?
They're going to school out here?
Yeah, I thought they were just in the middle of fucking nowhere. They probably are, but all the students behind the desks were simply dark figures, cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if someone completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares filled with icy sneers. Joking. Their cruel glares filled with icy sneers made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down? Stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? The damn school can burn for all I care. Fuck, Anton, Christ!
I mean, you feel the same way about Williamsport.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I just wished for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who were just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of monster. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the wall. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Oya begged me to hang them up. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagined Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around. Anton is not around." I imagined my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I agree with this statement.
Can I just say, if you're just a fucking school bully who picks on people because of glasses or like they're fat, just go fucking jump in a freeway.
Yeah, do it. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy. Going through the day, its shadows lay dormant in the corners and the closet cobwebs and under the stairs. I don't like that there's creaking going on behind the door. But they all woke up during the night. Sometimes was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my diseased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody.
The drafts are just monk blowing farts.
And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while.
Monk's mixtape.
You want my mixtape? Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed with the sound of the wind, of the creaking old house, and my thoughts too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing it there and missed the cold, snowy night, right? Open. whoa, someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. I think that's a wolf, yeah. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around holding hands and wiping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for brief moments and then coming back.
So this game is about werewolves?
I guess. I know zero things about this game, that's why I wanted to play
Is
it.
that why he's the tiny bunny? Because wolves eat bunnies?
It might be. I really don't know.
Also, this is just a prologue. How long is this supposed to be?
I don't know. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music had stopped. The dancing shadows froze in place. I could swear they're gonna jump right at the game. I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow and carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh, fun. Oh, fuck. Don't. Oh, no. Ugh. It glided one squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a bird inside of a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed.
Okay, thank God he's behind a wall.
Huh?
Thank God he's behind a wall.
They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. I'm getting legit chills. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if they could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. This music is terrifying. I imagine those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell, she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying there, under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. On the island of Buyan, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color, blue, stands of cabin made of wood. There lay lard and ashen hair, for the spawn from devil's lair, to the feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave the house I must, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hangman. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror.
Ah, so the grandma's a witch.
The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurried clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest instantly as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before the night of darkness. And then... oh god. Oh fuck. The doorknob twitched slightly. And then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more, and then started clicking violently. My jaw cramped up from fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. Oh fuck. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. I don't like this. The darkness reached inside, the carnivorous mouth of the doorway.
This has suddenly turned into the last game we played.
Tony.
You're trying to Tony.
It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensured by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room. waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony. I don't like this. My abandon tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, you asleep?
Bro, I ain't Tony, I'm not.
Oh, it's her. See, yeah, my sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I don't trust it. I don't trust you. I almost screamed from relief. Olya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. Huh?
Why is his name Tony?
I don't know. Anton, Tony. Probably Tony is short for Anton.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey, I'm not Tony, I'm not Mr. Salami.
Hey, yo, I ain't no Tony here, man.
I'm not Tony, I'm not Mr. Salami.
It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Famous last words. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me.
Ask Evan how that went for him.
But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch a video. Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thought became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was climbing through the window and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. Oh no, it couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard, the long ashen hair. Tony, you coming? Yes, just a moment. Oh!
End of prologue.
I fucking hate you, game. Oh. Am I dead? Oh, that's not over. Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. I knew something like that was gonna happen.
Wait a minute. You're at the dinner table again and she's not there. Don't tell me this is like some Damien shit.
Oh, weird. Oh, that's gonna be weird. I'm highly considered because for you guys, by the way, this is just a prologue. It's free. This is not the full game. I think I might buy the full game. I'm gonna be fully honest. If this records correctly, I'm gonna buy the full game. Most likely. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Hello? Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? See, they are in the middle of nowhere. We don't know anyone around here. Hello? So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that a morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide in the closet, under the table, behind the curtains where Olya always hides. Tony, come here. I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet but still dragged them towards the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. You got the fucking crack cocaine, man! They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars, worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. Nice cat. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. That's right. Your window looks straight at the forest, don't they? The window. No, I haven't seen anything. I see.
What if he did and his mind was just playing tricks on him?
That's weird. This is a cool game. I like this actually a lot.
He probably did. That probably was. There's probably like a bunch of missing children, and that's what he was seeing.
Probably. Oh shit. I'm buying this full game. It's $15. Why the fuck not? He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt which his giant shadow cast over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit. It's just our little daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything is alright, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end his unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, motherfucker, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy, around your age, wears the same type of goggles, always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll in a police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people, just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home and steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom injected in a cold voice.
Is this like post-apocalypse?
I don't know. You don't say. Well then. What grade are you in, Tony boy? 6. Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Then I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new info. The policemen were gone along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest, swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do, and forget about me eventually? Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it, poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAZ drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam, solved any conflicted case. They became local celebrities that must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find the lost boy. And I'll get a reward. Oyo will be so happy. And not only Oyo, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Oh, this is sad. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word.
Divorce!
I fantasized about buying Oya a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Why was the last time my parents bought us any? When was the last time? Sorry.
Isn't Kinder Surprise the things that became illegal?
Yeah, they got recalled and then they brought them back, the Kinder Surprise eggs. I imagine that's what he's talking about. Last autumn, I think my dad had lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets, and Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Oya. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside! Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? Jesus, Mom. The forest is so thick. It's like me. I'm so sorry. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals, or something even worse? Even worse, echoed through the hallways. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said, or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Oya. Fine then. Sound effects in this game are highly effective. I'll say that. I know you can't hear it, but holy fuck. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over, and my mom had the last word. Oh. Open. Well, what's right here? The dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how could she know their smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on a freshly sharpened axe. And Oya can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Bye-Bye lives in there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door, turned on the dim lamp so she could see there was nothing but cobwebs, Jesus Christ, Dad's tools and scratched walls. She still doesn't believe me. And I like to hide in the closet and listen to Oya count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. Well, let's go to the kitchen first. What is this? Up there. Oh. Open. Nice fridge. Grandpa kept ice cream for me and Oya there, but now I can only see meat bits for soup and clumped together pelmeni. I grew up to hate them already. Okay. I took a peek at Mom's crossword. She would get angry when someone gave her advice, so me and Dad faked knowing the answer and being about it to reveal it all the time. I smiled at the fleeting thought. Vertical 9 letters. The name of the Philistine deity that protected them from viper bites and had nicknamed the Lord of the Flies.
Beelzebub.
Huh?
Beelzebub.
Ah. Second letter is E. E.
Is it bad that I knew that immediately?
No. I'm just dumb. Well, I guess to the front yard we go. What is this? Oh, is that the safe? Anton? I'll whip you if you make a single step out the door. Fuck. Well, I guess we're not going to the front door. What if I need to distract Mom somehow. I'll get scolded and my ass whipped with Dad's leather belt. I don't know why I just found it funny. The first time there was actual curse word in here, I just found it funny. Well, what can I do? Let's go back to the kitchen. There's gotta be something. Maybe I can get something from...
There's other things you can select.
The cross had seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black as if it absorbed all human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in its place as the lucky charm, but she cut herself with the cross's sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. I feel like that's exactly what a cross is supposed to prevent. You know, death. I don't know. I'm not religious.
No.
Dad called it a sign from the above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place. Okay. Mom's peg top, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little. Then she gifted it to me. Oya was next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She started at the dancing spittle as if it could show her something, a fairy tale, or maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the old squeaky peg top.
You know, it said distract the mom. Try the kitchen.
Huh?
It said distract the mom. Try stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay.
You can look at stuff like the calendar and the radio over there.
The decrepit and stain-covered calendar was once my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up and running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's leaf first thing in the morning, as if the coming day would get lost in the Triangle Forest without my help. One day closer to New Year's, one day closer to Grandma's funeral. I haven't touched the calendar for years now, since the time they started writing dark and spooky death chants that only made me gloomy instead of funny proverbs and superstitions, to be exact. I grabbed a dusty calendar leaf with caution and tore it off effortlessly. Sadly, the spooky descriptions from my childhood were still there. 7 horses carry the log. If 7 can't carry, bring the 8th from a ferry. They will take it away and never come back. This is the fate that the log cannot escape. I crumbled the gray leaf and threw it into the waste bin, hoping to get rid of it from the anxiousness that washed over me. It was spreading inside of me like the ink stain of blotting paper. Okay.
Try looking at the radio.
Huh?
Try looking at the radio. Because I'm pretty sure you can.
Oh wait, no, I didn't. No, I didn't mean to click you again. Whoops. There. How do I? It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture is dim, and there's a stripe all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Seems fine to me. Ah, you're killing me here. So have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now? Told you, the kinescope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings. Please go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olia's room. Now's my chance. There I go. I'm going. I opened the front gate and went into the fields. It's a cute little house. Carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance towards the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. The sound effects in this game are very effective. Thank you, bird. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw the silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the lights of the day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmare to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me, and barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent, I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olia. The time reached its limit, and a one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade. Sometimes silent was much scarier than any scream. I agree. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Oya turned to stone listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together, almost like all of it was a previous life. When they kissed, with Oya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke up, and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with the dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home? The eyes and that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything? Okay, those are zombies. And somewhere, far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace.
Yeah. Siren head.
I was gonna say, what is this zombie apocalyptic type shit going on?
This world has all kinds of problems.
Yeah, for real.
There's zombies, werewolves, apparently Siren Head might be here.
I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There was only me, this white field, and the wind that was wiping across icy dust and belts of powdered snow. And cocaine. What? I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with blinding whiteness. Knobbing trees roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotting leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest? Were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. It's a glove. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. He was always so anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Vova! I heard a distant shout, looked like it came from the river. Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova! He sounded closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the tree. Hiding. Vova! Ugh.
Why are you...
This kid's gonna fucking die.
Why are you... The number one rule, don't investigate.
It's cause he's white. Let's be real here.
White people...
White people are fucking stupid. I can say that.
White people always investigate.
Yeah. I'd like to think that I would say that, fuck no, I'm gonna run away, but my dumb ass be too curious. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally towards the ground.
Is it anywhere in this shot?
I don't think so, and that's what makes me... I'm getting like goosebumps everywhere. It's blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh, fuck that! Oh my god. This game was highly effective. A shadow slipped from the tree and disappeared from my sight. It looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Dude, you're gonna get frostbite out here. Silence regained for a painfully long time. Sorry.
Fun fact for all you watching, frostbite is actually a type of burn.
Yeah. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. Except this batshit terrifying music. I looked at the mitten once more. Run away, take. I don't know, guys, it wouldn't let me take it. I'm just gonna run away. Lumps of snow fell from the branch that reminded me of the sound soil makes when you throw it into the pit on top of a casket. I immediately felt dizzy as if I were balancing in a precipice. I slowly backed away from my finding. I felt like the moment I touched it, a trap would spring.
Watching the full game, taking it being how you have a super deal
and the mouse would get caught. Someone stepped on the ice behind me, close by. My inner voice whispered, "Save yourself, run." My nerves got the better of me. I ran, burying my head in my shoulders. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking vine branches, closing the distance with the giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down, crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was no one more. There was one more voice, probably one of reasons. It gave me strength, spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. I felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped over my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing, a hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now, from the dried-up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run, do not look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snow clearing became vicious like a quicksand. I was stuck in a place. I pulled my leg from a mushy trap just to get caught in the new one, even deeper than before. I continued down, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out from the hole and my soles were on the hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump and from there ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was a line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hiding under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was so much louder than my surroundings I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. Jesus Christ. I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. In case you were wondering why I was scream talking, because the music was progressively getting louder. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stair. I think it might have been the right call to run away anyways. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, wiping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of it, pitifully flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than the blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chatted to me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snarked glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it last bit of strength I had left my body too. My legs gave away. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same before all those squirrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was something chasing me. I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffled my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant and she covered her mouth with her hand. Look over there at the fence. My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again, and
Shut the fuck up, Trent.
my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratch at the door, just like in my nightmares. Mom beckoned me with her finger, and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in the snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs, just a small pack of strays, with no names, no owner, barely reminded me of hungry monsters that lived on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me, like a bunny. And what if they weren't rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from my mom's face. Now that she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Oya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? And they're your friend or foe after all. Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I was risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy, who cried Wolf. Oh, don't just stand there. Come take your pills. A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of dead wasps, fell onto my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home, and Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down similar to awful water that gave us a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Bova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Olia's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my over-exaggerated brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawny indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom, I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure what she was looking at her own son, and not some doppelganger that came from the forest.
He's thinking about acid.
Is everything alright? You have the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. Achievement unlocked. Run for your life. What? It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olia was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episode and switched to other tapes. Why the fuck am I just going crazy here? I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafari Lago's voice died down. I walked past Olia's bedroom and slipped into my own. The simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed, and only then I noticed there was something behind the curtains. It's some Annabelle shit, and I'm not about it. See, this game wants me to think it's Olia. I know it's fucking not. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it's due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to confront as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A film to beat the cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor, just like a shroud. Olia? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dry-up lips. Yeah, Olia, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by
Didn't
the
he
curtains.
just establish she was watching cartoons?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. Not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. Brum, beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the fields with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtains, knowing full well they were looking back at me.
In all honesty, the scariest thing that thing could do is just disappear.
Yeah. They're looking without blinking, watching me for fall asleep. Oh, motherfucker. That's not you, you're a demon. Gotcha. I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Olia's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I was restored, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day, and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light, woven child. Why did the policeman come? Did you do something? No, of course not. It's because of the owl, isn't it? I showed her a worried smile and rubbed her head. A boy got lost in the woods. Oh, he must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house showing this photo to everyone. Showing his photo to everyone.
Yeah, they'll find him in about 20 different pieces.
I was gonna say something like that. Oya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to the houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already scouted the forest. I changed the topic, as if trying to get Oya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find the boy by myself. A lot of stuff like in Field of Wonders. Sounds cool, right? Oya wasn't listening to me. She asked in a hushed voice while piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl won't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Sorry from the forest. I think it's... How should I put this? It's cursed or something. Just like a fairy tale? No, more like in that spooky tape our parents hide from us. Oya shivered and stole a glance at the window. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. Her gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom wouldn't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one ever died from boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. It's really sad, honestly. You know what I would wish for on my next birthday? I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could play together like we used to. Aw. Yeah, and if you'd make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Oya giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
I don't like that.
I don't either. I'm gonna be honest. Tony, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue went on my desire to be with my little sister. I washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. Aren't you tired? I don't want to. Come on. It's so boring alone, and Mom is always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of your tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know, let's play hide and seek. No, Oya. Then draw me a dino. Oya, please. Draw it, bitch! Will you leave me alone already? I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken back. I'd never screamed at my little sister like that. Oya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Oya from crying. Alright, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hands on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo! You'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Chiroprop. Well, close enough. Oya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tapes. God, do you remember those days when tapes were a thing?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I'm just saying, it's just like, I'm getting the tiniest bit of nostalgia. The bread is fresh, so just how you like it. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk, or you'll be yelled at again.
Do they have the same loaf of bread for like a month straight?
Honestly, parts of this is really, really sad. Wanna bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Well, you disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighborhood room. And then that's when I see my sister sitting on my bed, and I'm just like, well, that took you long enough. Fuck that. Turn hold on. There's stuff to be a piggy bank. Oya is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. A scary window where Oya sees the accursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Oya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she wouldn't see that pair of hungry eyes outside.
Just press in there.
Turn on TV. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. The Ring Girls is going to come out.
Hey there.
Monk's just, hey there! The tube warmed up, familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. Oh.
It's magic.
The fuck? It was dark, Taiga Forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembled human speeches coming out of the speaker. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you call human speech. Just a few minutes later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did I catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare.
Ah, so they're in Russia.
Probably with all the fucking snow. And only just recently, I used to always catch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oya had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my CBC, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Search. Yeah, I'll search for it. I sifted through the shelves, full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I found the tape. I needed to thank it. I needed the tape. Oh my god. I found the tape. I needed thanks to its shabby spine. I got the black rectangle from its box. Achievement unlocked. Neverland. The tape inside its rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me for a while. I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled in my head, me and Oya flying above the forest, tumbling in soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, and her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I notice the clouds underneath us part, bearing the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us in Oya. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with unvainly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame.
You know what? Oya speaking facts.
Oya got a point here. Rough times are pretty lame, you know?
She got the facts.
I'm titling this video Rough Times Are Lame now. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Oya was entertained by the cartoonish dog, Ned. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat, and a parrot. Oya smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me.
Isn't that just discount butter?
Probably. Have you lost all your baby teeth? Obviously. Oya frowned deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth? We'll think of something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport, because that's how that works. And why would Dad forge documents?
Why would you forge your document to be younger?
For real.
Most people try to forge their document to be an adult so they can drink illegally.
Shit. Olia took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. I heard Mom that he did that before. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Olia got worried and touched her ears. I smiled to myself. Her little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook, as if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tony, shut the curtains fast! Why? No one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Close the curtains.
Jeez, so many options.
I did my best not to look outside towards the treetops, towards the Taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows and branches scraping the snow. Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And Dad, too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. You believe me, right? That it comes every night and I swiftly grabbed Olia's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination.
It's all fun and games laughing at your kids until they actually win this one.
Yeah? But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything else happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. Like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids. As if our parents weren't tearing each other apart, bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids had dropped. She started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olia's room. I was looking out the window studying the field when Mom peeked into my room. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Fine then, bitch. Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do what I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. End demo. Oh my god! I was joking! Thank you for completing episode 1 of Tiny Bunny. Do you want to know what happens next? We're already working hard on the... So, the full game is out. The full game is out, literally now. I plan to play it. But yeah, I will play the full game. It probably won't be till August, because if you guys know anything, I use Zach's equipment, and he's gone for the majority of the summer. Plus, I gotta do summer school and shit, which is... Well, I gotta do summer while I'm playing a game for winter. But I will buy the full game, and I will make a full series out of it. I don't know how long the full thing is, because it's only episode 1, and there's more episodes, so, yeah. I really like this game, and I hope you do too. I guess that's it. I am Winter for Random Stupidity, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.